Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. They're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a roll, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All the big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.
Wasted Water Sports crew, ahoy! How is everybody doing? Joseph, yeah. Ahoy there, mate. Welcome along. Early bird catches the worm, right? What they say. And the Wallabies are going to have to do some catching tonight. It's do or die, because the British and Irish Lions won the first test. Australia absolutely have to win the second one. No choice about it if they want to send this series into a decider. And I've got to say, they are up against it. That's for sure. I think the Lions win this. I've got to say, got to be honest. And I think they win it quite comfortably. I don't think they do too much different. The first test worked out just fine for them. I think they'll do pretty much exactly the same thing, just better and for longer periods of time. We saw that the Lions kind of dropped off at the back end of that first test and allowed the Wallabies back into the game. Take nothing away from what the Wallabies accomplished at the back end of that one, of course, but it was pretty evident that the Lions had that game firmly in control and went off the boil at the back end. I don't think they do that here again. So I have loaded up pretty much exactly the same multi. Hugh Jones and Dan Sheehan. As I said, I'm expecting very much the same game plan, or similar at least, just executed better and for longer periods of time. So that brings my boys into action once again. Hugh Jones, Dan Sheehan. And I've switched up Australia's team this time. I think they'll throw a little bit more attack at the British and Irish Lions. It's desperation stations. So I've just switched wings. I had Jorgensen in the first test. I've just flipped that now, and we've gone with Harry Potter. So that'll be the 3 legs. That 3 legs takes us up to a $23 something payout, so we don't really need to do too much else. Why risk putting a 4th one in there, I say. Game of Mel, ahoy! Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We're not far away from kickoff. This game, of course, free on Channel 9. So if anyone's looking for the actual broadcast to follow along with, it is there free on Channel 9. It's great to have some rugby on free-to-air television, because it doesn't happen all that often. I mean, it happens on big occasions. This is a pretty big occasion, though. Excuse me. Pretty big occasion, a Lions tour. There's a sea of red here in Melbourne. Oh, now it's turned gold. The signs are changing colour. So, if we have a look at a couple of changes for the Wallabies, Dave Porecki comes into the team. It was Matty Fessler last time. And I think, yeah, look, Fessler, Porecki, pretty much same for same. Like for like, as they say, big Will Skelton. Will Skelton never quite lived up to the high expectations that were set for him, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see. He obviously had a lot of time away, and then he came back. He came back fitter and faster and better. We'll see what he brings to the game tonight. Raven 187. Ahoy. Hang on. Let me see. Is our channel members on screen working? It is. Gamer Mel says ahoy. And Raven 187, one of our newest channel members. Ahoy there. Hope you're doing well. And hope we're all excited for this one. 6 minutes to go until kickoff. Raven 187, you predicted 13 to 27 last week. You came close. Yeah, I actually think that'll be the scoreline this weekend, I think. 27 points to 13 in favour of the Lions. Perhaps even 30 points to 13. I really do think that they win this one comfortably. Some changes for the Lions. Bundy Aki comes in at 12. No Tui Pelotu. So they've broken up my centre pairing there. A few Jones and Tui Pelotu. No more Huey Pelotu. But that's okay. Bundy Aki, thought about putting him in my same game multi. Every time that I do, though, he seems to have a quiet night. So watch him have an absolute blinder tonight and score a try. Speaking of same game multis, how about this? We obviously didn't cover the game here on the channel because we were getting ready for this, but look at this same game multi for the Panthers versus the Tigers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, right? 6-legger. Panthers head-to-head. Panthers to win the first half. Thomas Jenkins, Casey McLean, Dylan Edwards, anytime try scorers. And I put Tony Suka for the Tigers. Wouldn't you know, I got 5 of those legs, and it was just the Tigers that let me down. They did, of course, score no tries, so it wouldn't have mattered who I put in from the Tigers. But, oh, so close, yet so far. And the odds on that were something phenomenal. $53.50 to the dollar. So you can imagine how excited I was during that game. Keeping an eye on the try scorers there, but not to be. Missing out by 1 leg. So just the 3-legger for this one. Hugh Jones, Dan Sheehan, and Harry Potter. I still can't believe that there is legitimately a player for the Wallabies called Harry Potter. That's fantastic. Innocent Anglerfish, ahoy mate. Dan Jam, ahoy buddy. Looking forward to this one. As I said, do or die for the home side. The Wallabies must win if they want to send this into a decider. But my prediction, Raven, is the Lions win 30 points to 13. I think, 32. 30 points to 13. There'll be some early penalty goals, I dare say. And maybe the Wallabies even lead early on. Maybe the Wallabies lead like 6 or something to 3 early on in the contest. Raven 107, yes, it is hammering down rainfall here. Not at the stadium, by the way, people. Just here, Queensland, south side. Bucketing down. So we were obviously having a conversation. I mean, we've talked about it a few times here on the channel. As we approach the 7,000 subscriber mark, it might not be a crazy idea to organise a little bit of a Wasted Water Sports party. A little bit of a hangout. I can't help but notice that we're getting a larger and larger crew joining us from Southside Brisbane. We might have to, yes, we might have to investigate that. I will, of course, be in Melbourne on November 5th and Sydney November 9th. I may as well do something close to home as well, right? In the off season. Team's ready to come out now. Maro Itoje, what a beast. Absolutely love that man. One of my favorite players. Left him off the multi because he let me down last time. William Daniel, ahoy. Oh, it's channel members galore in the chat room tonight. You love to see it. I salute you all. Hang on, where's my drink? There it is. As the teams side by side walk out into the middle. What an occasion. Can the Wallabies pull off the upset, pull off the miracle? It has been a weekend of upsets. We've seen it happen in the rugby league. For those that also follow the NRL, we saw the Titans knock off the Warriors. We've seen the Eels knock off the Broncos. And the Cowboys knock off the Dragons, which apparently the bookies don't think was all that much of an upset, but I do. Can the Wallabies get something done here and force a decider? I mean, how nice would a decider be, let's be honest? In terms of contest, in terms of excitement for the coverage, a decider would be pretty cool. As Bundy Aki, well, he is an experienced campaigner. Boy, does he look relaxed. Boy, does he look excited. He's been through it all, though, hasn't he, Bundy Aki? Oh, you know, I nearly tipped the Titans as well. I very nearly genuinely did because they've beaten the Warriors the last 2 times. Before today, the last 2 times at Go Media Stadium. But I thought this was a different Warriors this year. I believe big time in bogey teams at bogey venues. I thought that one, though, was just a mere coincidence. Didn't see any plausible way that the Titans got that win. George, alarm, ahoy, mate. Your prediction is Australia will win by 13 points. Hang on. I've got to ask. Let's see. We're testing my memory banks out here now. We're testing my memory. But did you or did you not say that last week? Somebody last week predicted the Wallabies by exactly 13. Was that you as well? If it was, I applaud your faith. Because I don't have that same level of faith that they'll even win, let alone by 13. 13's a pretty solid margin, though, in rugby union, isn't it? It's a converted try and a couple of penalty goals. A fairly common margin to land on. As the anthems are underway, Advance Australia Fair being belted out. A lot of passion there from the Australian forwards. Well, apart from James Slipper, he looks really disinterested. But then he's done this 1,000 times, hasn't he? Swalehi taking time to pay attention to the ball kids. Well, they might not actually be all ball kids. They are probably just there for some special school. Not special school as in there's something wrong with them, but I mean special as in they were the ones that got shot. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Kickoff moments away in the second test. Let's see how the predictions go. Okay, so obviously my same game multi is on the screen. It will stay there all game. Score prediction, I've gone 30 points to 13. So I do agree with George in some capacity. There'll be 13 points. I really do reckon, yeah, the Wallabies will jump out, I reckon, to an early 6-0 lead. They'll take penalty goals. They'll be a lot more desperate than the Lions, especially starting off this contest. But the Lions, I think, just too good. This is a really, really strong squad that they've sent. I've been saying that right from the start, before a ball was even kicked. This is one of the strongest Lions squads, certainly that I can remember. I mean, we've got to go back to the early 2000s, I think. The early 2000s to even get close. As who have we got refereeing? We have... Oh, no! Oh, no! This is bad news for Australia. Andre Piatti. And if I believe correctly, a French referee... And the Wallabies do not have a nice history with French referees. As Finn Russell bounces the ball, gets us ready to get off and running here. Second test from the MCG. Lions versus Australia. And we're off. Finn Russell sends it deep just outside the 22. And it bounces. The Wallabies have let it bounce. Itoje bats it back and into touch. Now, who's that off? Itoje is calling it. Seems to... The touch judge has no idea who to give the ball to. He now comes in to have a conversation with the referee. They don't know what's going on here. The Wallabies misjudged the kickoff, let it bounce over their heads, and it seems like they've got the throw. Porecki goes to the front, catches them napping, and Skelton gets away. Skelton's put on some weight. I mean, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way at all, but, I mean, he's gotten even bigger, if that's even possible. Look at the size of the bloke. Lee Thomas, ahoy there, mate. Box kick from Gordon. Chasing through is Jorgensen. Or Harry Potter, it might be there. No, it's Jorgensen. They look kind of similar. Harry Potter's just got longer hair, slightly. Yeah, how you doing, Lee? As the Lions chant rolls out around the stadium, we'll get this scoreboard unfrozen. And a box kick return here from Gibson Park. Taken by Liner. And Liner is sacked. They're 10 metres short of the halfway. Skelton, what a big, big body. And a penalty now to the Wallabies. As that ball spills out onto the Lions side illegally. And this will be a nice little opportunity to take them down into the Lions half and put some pressure on. Lee Thomas, you're doing well. That's good. A quick 7 days. You know what? To be perfectly honest, this is what I do for a living now. All the days kind of blur together into one. Yeah, it's rather crazy sometimes. But in essence, I'm agreeing with you. It has been a very quick 7 days. I feel like we only just did the first test like a couple of days ago. As the Wallabies go over the top, and Valetini takes it into contact. Down the short side for Skelton, who's been very heavily involved here. The Wallabies go through the phases. This is kickable if they get a penalty. But the Lions' discipline, staying true for now, although creeping offside there, was Tom Curry. He does retreat as Valetini targeted him. Gordon to Slipper. Goes out the back for Liner, who dummies, and Liner is taken down. Not making any meters here, the Wallabies, but sticking with the short side play. Jorgensen pops it up, and flying up for the intercept was presumably the Lions winger there, and it left some space for the Wallabies to get to the 22. Liner onto Valetini. The pass is held up out the back by Ikitau, and we've got an advantage here to the Wallabies. Gordon throws the dummy and now snipes around the ruck. Curry's in over the ball. It's still there for the Wallabies, though. A huge cutout pass to the right by Harry Wilson. It's not a good one, and we'll come back for the penalty. Now this is interesting. It's kickable. 22 metres out and about, 15 to the right of posts. And this is very, very kickable indeed. Surely in a do-or-die situation, they're going to take the points. And this game is, yes, they are. The shot at poles. And this game has started pretty much how I expected it to. The Wallabies just a lot more desperate in the early stages. And it looks like they're about to take a 3-0 lead. Predictions on point at the moment. This is a good sign. Good sign for the same game multi. It all sort of intertwines, doesn't it? I mean, if you expect a game to go a certain way or play out a certain way, his line is actually a lot closer. They've moved him a lot closer. He's just to the right of the post. The penalty was initially given about 15 wide of the post. They moved him back out in front, and that made it a very simple kick indeed. Wallabies are up 3-0. What a start. Lions go quick, and the Lions find touch from the restart. Harry Potter slips on his ass as he tries to collect the ball out of the field of play. It will be a Wallabies line-out throw, but a very defensive one, and that's really poor from the home side. They were just meandering back into position, and Finn Russell says, you know what? I'm just going to put this in behind. And it's a defensive 5-meter line-out. Great heads-up play there by Finn Russell. And now pressure on the Wallabies. But, oh, the line-out's uncontested. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. Why did the Lions not compete for that ball? As the Wallabies now dig it out. They set up a shield. And Jac Morgan with the box kick finds his touch, and it's a good clearance. 10 short of halfway or thereabouts. And the Wallabies, they've been let off the hook there. Great heads-up play by Finn Russell. Catches them napping. Finds touch from the restart, but to not compete in the line-out immediately following that, pretty unforgivable. Shin goes to the front of the line-out. Lions tap it down immediately. Bundyaki in midfield. Sets up the ruck. Gibson Park stays on the left. Shin goes out the back for Russell, who kicks him behind. Wright goes back for it. Liner dummies the kick. Gets it away. It was a touch by the Lions. It was. And it sits up nicely for Russell at the back. Danger at the sideline here, so he hands it off to Sheehan. And this is good field position now for the Lions. They could hit back straight away. The 25 out from the line. The double pump from Russell. And it's well read by the Wallabies defense as Hugo Keenan's driven backwards. Wallabies pile in here. Careful not to give away a penalty. Russell throws a cutout pass that's even beaten the touch judge. Oh, poor play there. And there's no Marcus Smith. There's no Filipino heat. Our boys not on the bench tonight. They've gone with Owen Farrell. So if Finn Russell messes up, no Filipino heat Marcus Smith tonight to save the day. As Liner puts this kick up. Well taken at the back by Keenan on the full. Sends it back in field for Freeman. And Freeman up to halfway. Rolls forward another couple of meters. The Lions up over halfway. Told to use it. Gibson Park sets up the box kick. Sends it high. The Lions are flying through. Here's James Lowe to put pressure on. Wright spills it backwards, and Swalihi collects the loose ball, gives to Liner, and that's a hell of a kick from Liner. Sending this one upfield and turning the Lions back around into their own 22. Keenan's got an eternity to return serve, and he puts it just over the halfway line. So a little bit of a stalemate there on that little sequence of play. Well, there we go. Chat room, how's it going at the moment? Early advantage to the Wallabies. Majority of the play being down the Lions' end of the field. Told to use it here, the Wallabies, as they secure the line out. 10 short of halfway, over on that right edge. Gordon with the box kick. Wilson's flying through to put pressure on. Lowe with a flick pass out the back. That was beautiful. I mean, it didn't amount to anything, but it was beautiful to watch. And the Lions are now dumped over the sideline in some aggressive Wallabies defense. Well, they're up for it. This is what we expected. A very determined and enthusiastic Wallabies team. Just don't know that they're going to be able to keep it up. Porecki, not straight. It's been allowed to go. And the Wallabies have it in midfield. Ikitau with the short ball to Swalihi. Penalty advantage for not releasing to the Wallabies. The tackler not releasing, that is. And this is a penalty right out in front. And they'll have a shot at 3 here. High fives from Ala Alatoa. And they'll have a shot at 3 here. And, wow. I'm getting a little bit scared. As they're going to have a shot at post here. DJ Shaq, ahoy, mate. I'm starting to get just a tad nervous because... I mean, remember my prediction. Prediction was that the Wallabies would be leading 6-0 early in the contest because they would out-enthuse and outplay the Lions in the first 10 to 15 minutes. I'm actually getting really, really nervous. Gareth Pugsley, ahoy there, mate. Listening in from Mongolia. As this kick is very, very close to missing, it shaves the upright and stays in. 6 points to 0. The Wallabies lead, 10 minutes gone. Oh, I'm nervous. Not normally right. Games usually go the complete opposite to how I anticipate them going. This is, yeah. Lions get us back underway. The Wallabies are ready for it on this occasion, but they're very close to the sideline. The maul is set. The Lions have managed to hold this one up. Wallabies can't get it to ground, and this will be a scrum for the Lions. Well, they're dominant at restart time, the Lions. They've caught the Wallabies napping once. And on this occasion, they've got in under the ball and held it up off the deck. Of course, if you take it into the tackle and the ball's held up off the ground, can't release it from the ruck, it is a turnover. Scrum down to the defending team. Just for those that don't know, I accidentally switched screens there. $12 gone. The Wallabies lead 6-0. But a scrum down for the Lions. 5 in from touch. Over on that left-hand side. 25 out from the line. Good opportunity here. Oh, too close to the touchline. And yes, it was. I do believe that mark should be right square bang on the tram line there. And they've reset the scrum. Half a metre over. Lions with the feet. This is the first scrum of the game, I do believe. Yes, first scrum of the game. It sets, and it looks very solid here from the Lions. They get a big shove on. The Wallabies collapse all over themselves. Penalty advantage. Gibson Park goes on a dart. Russell with the pick and go, and it's been lost, but we'll come back for the penalty. And Itoji is getting into it here with Will Skelton. Oh, there's a matchup. I reckon Itoji would flatten Skelton. Skelton's got size, but Skelton doesn't have a whole lot of movement. If he landed a blow, I'm sure it would hurt. But I'd be back in Itoji in a boxing match between those two. Penalty here to the Lions. That scrum just folded over on itself. Huge advantage to the Lions. And this will be a very interesting call. Do they take the shot at 3? Or do they put it into the corner and launch an attack? I reckon they might put it into the corner. Remember, it's the Wallabies who have to win this game. The Wallabies have got to take the fight to the Lions. The Lions do have the comfort of knowing that they've got a game in hand, should they require it. And they have indeed put this into the corner. Yes, I think this is a good call. Put some pressure here on the Wallabies defense. Straight down off the top of the line out, and it's Bundyaki charging for the line. Half a metre out. Gibson Park goes quickly, and on the left edge, he's got Jac Morgan, and Morgan bursts over the line. Liner is claiming no try here. He's got the ball up, Liner, and he's showing it to the ref, saying, look, it's spilt out, and there's a lot of emotion in this game. More push and shove, and again, it's Skelton involved. Icky Tow's in there. Lots of push and shove. Well, Jac Morgan was over the line, and he doesn't seem confident. The try stands for the moment. Knock on, no try, but offside against the Wallabies. Referee was playing advantage there for the offsides. And the Lions will get another go. So Conan did lose the ball over the line. Tom Liner was correct. Lots of passion out there in this contest, huh? When are we going to see things boil over completely? Atoje calling the troops forwards. Yeah, and there it was. Oh, Conan spilt it from a long way out. Jac Morgan dropped that ball from about a metre out. How that try was even awarded. They're going to tap and go here, the Lions. So not putting it into the corner. That takes Sheehan out of play. Although Sheehan is the one tapping. He taps. He tries to burrow under. Big defense from the Wallabies. They go again down the short side, this time for Porter. Porter half a metre out. The Lions so close here, keeping it in tight. The pick and go. Trying to burrow their way under. Who's got it at the back there? Is it Conan going for it again? He feeds it back. Porter's going to have another crack here eventually. The Lions so close here. Gibson Park now sends it to Russell. Cut out pass here for Keenan. Keenan's got Freeman unmarked on the outside, but can't get the ball to him. And then over the top of this is Harry Potter. No advantage. They've come back for another Lions penalty. So Harry Potter had done well there, secured the turnover. But another penalty advantage was being played. They're going to go all the way back over to the left side of the field, 5 metres out. And that's 3 in a row now. 14 minutes, 15 minutes, and 16 minutes. The Wallabies must be on final warning here. They're going to tap and go again here, the Lions. Diving over the top. The tap and go. And diving straight over the top. Last time they tried to burrow under. This time they've done the hurdle over the top. And the try has been awarded. The Wallabies are not happy about that. Claiming that you can't jump over the top of... Well, I don't see that there was anything wrong with that. And Dan Sheehan, that's our boy. Well, it was a little unorthodox, but we'll take it. It's a tick off the multi. Dan Sheehan with the tap and go. And then he launches himself over. Gives us our first tick off the multi. Unorthodox, like honestly, when I put Sheehan in the multi, I expected it would be from a rolling maul as Finn Russell hits the post from about 10 metres to the left of the uprights. He hits the post and it bounces away. Oh, that was a simple conversion. I'll tell you who would have kicked that. Filipino Heat, Marcus Smith. He would have kicked that. Irish Transport Photography. Ahoy, mate. It was Jac Morgan who went very close a couple of phases before. But Sheehan, who ultimately went over as the Lions claim the restart. UFC, ahoy, mates. Lions told to use it. Gibson Park sends it back into the 22 for Russell. Puts this ball high. Contestable on halfway. Freeman rips it away, but spills it forward in the process. And this will be a scrum down to the Wallabies on halfway. So, of course, last night we got a same-game multi. The Cowboys and Dragons game. How about this one, UFC? In the Panthers game today. 6 legs. $53.50 to the dollar as a return. Panthers head-to-head. Panthers to win the first half. Jenkins, McLean, Edwards, anytime try scorer. And I put Tony Suka from the Tigers in as the 6th leg. And wouldn't you know, I got every single tick, but the Tigers did not score a single try. Costing me my multi. And a very, very big payday it would have been too. But anyway, not to worry. Let's get this one across the line. Sheehan is ticked off nice and early. Hugh Jones and Harry Potter to go. "19 minutes gone, 6 points to 5. 2 penalty goals for the Wallabies. And a try to the Lions via Dan Sheehan. Bundyaki. Trolling the troops there in the back line defensively. Just saying, look, watch this gap. Watch this gap. We saw the last scrum, the Wallabies got folded. And the Lions put a big shove on here. Slipper pops up, but the referee allows it to play on as the ball's released. Potter with the cutout pass to Jorgensen. Kicks over the top for himself. Hugh Jones has to take it into touch. The awkward bounce. And Jones runs it over the sideline. That's not where I want Hugh Jones to be running. I want him to be running over the try line, not the sideline. Now somebody's down in back play here for the Wallabies. Oh, is it Tom Liner? Oh, no. Tom Liner's got up straight away. It is Harry. Oh, no. It's Harry Potter. Harry Potter, after throwing that cutout pass that created the space, has immediately gone back down to, oh, he's done. Harry Potter's done a hamstring or something. He's still down. Oh, no. This is disaster for the same game multi. Our boy Harry Potter still down in back play. He's now getting assisted up by the trainers, and he is going to be helped off the field, it looks like. He's leaving the field. He can't even stand, and there goes the multi. Well, with any luck, it will get voided. With any luck, the same game multi will get voided since it is still early enough in the contest. And Harry Potter limps off the field. Oh, well, that's disappointing, especially since we got Sheehan so early. Well, hey, at least you hate to see injury to anybody, but at least Tate McDermott's going to get some game time. Tate McDermott, one of the hottest prospects in Australian rugby, and for some reason, he can't get a start in his natural position over Jake Gordon. But at least McDermott will get some game time here. Wallabies line-out throw here, 22 out. Victor Smith, ahoy there from Scotland. And welcome along. Uncontested at the front. Frost now sends it out for Jorgensen. Dummies. Met hard in the tackle. Curry absolutely rocked him. Still on the 22 here, the Wallabies. Skelton in midfield. Quick ruck ball. Ikitau to Swalehi. Keeping it in tight, the Wallabies. Skelton goes again. They're 10 metres out now, just to the left of the post. Valetini breaks away. Brings it down the short side. Heading ever closer to the sideline. Penalty advantage as the Lions don't roll away. Who was that? It was Andrew Porter. And the penalty's given. Big Andrew Porter not rolling away. Now, what do the Wallabies do here? If they take a shot at 3, remember my pre-game spiel, I did predict the Wallabies to be leading 9-something. And they're not going to take the 3 to give me my moment. They're going to put it over the sideline and go for the try. Feel like they should take the points. Do or die. The Wallabies don't get another chance after this. Do or die stuff. Take the points while they're on offer. I'm just going to quickly pop in. Oh, no, hang on. We'll wait a moment to check my bookie. The rolling maul is set here for the Wallabies as they win the line out uncontested. Itoje in over the top, trying to steal that ball away, but it's still there for the Wallabies. Twelehi wrapping around his Jorgensen. Right in front of the post here. 10 out. The Lions try to steal it away, but they do so illegally, and it's a penalty to the Wallabies right in front. 10 metres out, right in front of the sticks. Surely they take the 3 here. Itoje is now getting a talking to and said no more. No more down here in the red zone. Or somebody's going to the bin. And that was pretty blatant as we see the replay. Who was that? That was, that's our boy, Hugh Jones. Well, they're putting it into the corner. It was right in front, 10 metres out, and the Wallabies have said no. They're either going to get a try or they're going to try and force somebody into the bin here. Try to bring out the referee's cards. Itoje competes, but the Wallabies win it. Rolling maul is set. Driving forward only a couple of metres before the Lions defend. Now the Wallabies backs get involved. Jorgensen's there. Swalehi's in there. It collapses on itself. Down the short side, Jac Morgan reaches out. Ikitau with the pick and go. Is he across the line? They're half a metre short here at most, the Wallabies. Trying to burrow under from 1 out. Wilson to Fraser McWright. McWright centimetres away from the line. Ikitau goes into play scrum half. Down the short side. They've got the ball to the line. And it's been awarded James Slipper. Slipper comes up with the ball. And bang on the left sideline, James Slipper has burrowed under. They turned down a guaranteed 3 points. In a way, I do kind of understand, and it's easy to say, oh, wait, they're going to get a yellow card as well. They get the try and the yellow card. We'll find out who's been... Tommy Freeman's been sent for 10. Well, there you go. I was about to say I kind of understand it because the Lions had just been given that final warning. No more penalties down in this red zone. So put it into the corner, try and earn that penalty and have somebody sent off. Well, they've done double duty. They've got the try and they've forced the referee's hand for the yellow card. Tommy Freeman, I believe it was. And from the sideline, Liner misses this one, and it's 11 points to 6. 11-5, sorry. David, hi, goy, mate. Good game, I guess, so far. It has been, yes. Been quite a decent game so far. Going pretty much as we expected. I thought that the Wallabies would be bringing the game for the first 15, 20 minutes. I mean, this is do or die for them. How many times do we see it for the NRL buffs? How many times do we see it in State of Origin? The more desperate team usually wins game 2 of the Origin. Penalty now to the Wallabies from the restart. The Lions off their feet, playing at the ball. And a very, very confused and discombobulated looking Mauro Itoje. The Lions just have no answers at the moment. They're frustrated. Even up in the coach's box. A shake of the head. And just a look on the face that's searching for answers. Wallabies fine touch now. About 30 out from the line. 6 penalties conceded there from the Lions. This has been unreal. Itoje competes, but it's taken down by Frost. Liner's now got it in midfield. Sends it up for Ikitau. And the Wallabies set things up in midfield. No, Tommy Freeman is off with the yellow card. Oh, they've lost the ball here, the Wallabies. In contact. Jones thumps it upfield. Inside the 22, turns the Wallabies around. Tom Wright's back to collect it. Dummies the kick and gets away from Lowe. Then he puts a goose step on Porter. Gets it down the short side to Tate McDermott. And McDermott returns it to the 40. What a kick return there from the Wallabies. Oh, they're here to play. The home side. They've got numbers out to the right. And that's exactly where Liner sends it. But Wright kicks it away. They had a 3-on-1. Tom Wright decides to kick. Gets a nice bounce into the corner. And Hugo Keenan's played at it. Hugo Keenan, for some reason... Oh, well, it would have been a 50-22, wouldn't it? That's the reason. That's the reason why Hugo Keenan played at the ball. It would have been a 50-22 anyway. I forget about that rule sometimes, still to this day. A 50-22, Wallabies would have got the line-out throw either way. I thought Hugo Keenan just had a brain fade. It was me who had the brain fade. Time off here for an injury. Who's this down now? Ollie Chesham. We've already seen Harry Potter leave the field. Hamstring injury. And Ollie Chesham, he's getting, well, he was getting his neck checked. Now he's getting his elbows checked. .26.5 minutes gone. Tommy Freeman, the Lions winger, in the sin bin. Still 6 minutes left of that. Captain Morgan's, David. You can be 99% sure that it's the Captain Morgan's. Line out throw, not straight here from the Wallabies, but it's not competed or not contested, so they retain the ball. Setting up the ruck now, just inside the 22. In front of the post, Slipper lays it back. Skelton. One out from the ruck, very flat-footed. Swalehi now on phase 6. Gordon calling the troops forward. It's Tom Wright. Probably not the man you want taking a crash ball, to be honest. No offense to him. Staying on the short side for Skelton. It goes out the back for Alatoa. I'll try that again. Alatoa. Fraser McWright now. 8 phases. They've gone nowhere, really, the Wallabies. They've gone sideways. They've come towards this near touchline. It's the left edge for them on attack. Harry Wilson. Again, the Lions defense holding firm. 6 minutes left in the sin bin for Tommy Freeman. Can the Wallabies take advantage of this extra man? Skelton goes out the back for Liner. Pops it up for Valetini, who dummies and angles back in field. 10 meters out. They've gotten closer. Slipper with the pick and go. Ikitau now has a crack. Beats the first tackle. They're 7 meters out now. About 10 to the left of the posts. Gordon wants the forwards up and in play. Oh, backwards is the call from the referee. Knocked backwards. Play on. Still Wallabies ball. Gordon now dummies and snipes from the ruck and scores. Jac Gordon has obviously got me on in an earpiece, listening to the coverage, and he has been listening to me just berate him all night long about how he's not as good as Tate McDermott because he doesn't do enough running, and almost like he's taken it personally and just trying to prove me wrong. He has a snipe around the back of the referee who played the perfect obstruction on Andrew Porter. Well played by Jac Morgan. Smart. And the Wallabies are up 16-5. He used the referee as the perfect decoy there. Andrew Porter had no chance of sliding across. Now, this one's not been awarded yet, I don't think. Yes, it has now. Liner from right beside the post. He converts. And the Wallabies lead 18 points to 5. Can you believe it? 18-5. Jac Morgan, very, very smart play there. All right, so I want to jump on and check my bookmaker to see if we have we had that bet returned, the Harry Potter injury. You can see Harry Potter there in my same game multi. No, they haven't returned it yet. I do have coverage if one leg fails anyway, so if Hugh Jones scores, it's from the kickoff. Jorgensen breaks away from the 22. He's almost up to halfway. Oh, the Wallabies are full of confidence now, full of running. In midfield, a nice set-piece play. Here's Swilly. He steps off the left and goes straight up the middle. He's got support from Tom Wright, and Tom Wright races away to score. Oh, you can't believe it. The Wallabies are on fire. Another try. 23 points to 5 with the kick to come. The Lions are shell-shocked. Absolutely shell-shocked here. The home side, do or die. Well, they're doing at the moment. Refusing to die. Heel Fries, how happy are you, mate? Those Parramatta Eels. Much like I predicted, by the way. I called that upset. Chances of an Intoxigamer stream tonight. 90? I'm going to say 90. As Liner moves in to convert this one, he hooks it off to the left. 23 points to 5 it remains. The Wallabies dominating this game so far. I mean, look at the stats. The Lions, they're traveling supporters. They need to wake this team up. Now, remember, at the top of the stream, I did predict that the Wallabies would start red hot. I didn't think they'd keep it up for 30 minutes, though. And they kick off to Jorgensen again. Well, why not? I mean, he made a break and they scored a try from the kickoff the last time they did that, so why not do it immediately again? Makes sense, right? Wallabies told to use it now as they're set up just outside the 22. Gordon carries it back, sends the box kick up to halfway. It's contestable, and it's well one in the air there by the Lions. Keenan, I'm assuming it was there, since Freeman's off the field. Wallabies in over the top of this, trying to steal the ball, but it's still there. Gibson Park now with the box kick. He's going to land it just outside the 22. Liner spills it forward, and it sits up for Chesham. Lions have it now on the 22. Poor service from Gibson Park, but they've done well. And that's another poor pass from Finn Russell. And it's been lost in midfield. They'll come back for the initial knock-on, which was against the Wallabies. And the Lions, well, don't tell me it's panic stations here. 23 points to 5. Plenty of time left in this contest. Well, 50 minutes. They've got a whole half, basically. That's enough time to fight back. But you feel like it's panic stations. Some loose passing. The execution, seriously, not there. Heel fries, yes. Yes, we had a nice little tribute to the Hulkster last night. And we'll have another one. We'll have a big, like couple of hours long tribute to Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne live here on Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Queensland time. We'll be doing a special show all about the Hulkster and the Ozman. This coming Monday, 6:30 p.m. Queensland time. Our fortnightly wrestling podcast will be live here on the channel, where we salute the Hulkster. 33 and a half minutes gone in this opening 40. Scrum down for the Lions. Over on that left edge, 22 out. It sets. Gibson Park feeds. Scrum holds firm. Isn't it amazing what momentum can do? As this ball's been knocked down by the Wallabies unintentionally. And immediately the Lions go out to the right edge for Freeman, who's back on the field. Stepping back inside, 5 meters out. Gibson Park goes quickly. Russell sends it across in front of the post. And Byrne lays it back low in at first receiver. Gibson Park goes quickly. They've got numbers now. The Lions. And here's Tom Curry with some fancy footwork. Puts the ankle breaker on and scores in the right-hand corner. Tom Curry. Shades of Richie McCaw, the flanker lurking out on the right wing. 23-10 kick to come. God, it's raining tries out here at the MCG. Whose ankle was that he broke? That was a hell of a step. Here, we might find out this replay. Curry steps off the right boot. I still didn't catch a number. Swalihi couldn't get across in time to shut that one down. Oh, this will tell us. The ankle breaker there on Jake Gordon. Tate McDermott would have made that tackle. Just saying. Oh, what's happening here? Finn Russell is not on the correct mark. That's what's happened. I thought, don't tell me they're going to take this off them. But no, Finn Russell not on the correct mark. From the sideline, he's taken it back just outside the 22. And about 2 meters in from touch. Certainly not the favoured side for a right-footed kicker. And he's hooked it off to the left. Well, Finn Russell couldn't kick the arse end of a hippo tonight. 2 missed conversions, 23 points to 10. Lions, though, back in the contest. Victor Smith says, awesome for the Aussies. Loving it. Lived years in New South Wales. Oh, very nice. Whereabouts in New South, if you don't mind my asking? As the Wallabies are back in possession. Marcus Smith's not playing, Lee Thomas. Yeah. For some reason, Filipino Heat, Marcus Smith, not selected. The best fly half in Europe. And he's been demoted. They've gone with Finn Russell and Owen Farrell. Penalty to the Lions, though, as the Wallabies have joined in from the side of that ruck. And what a touch finder. From over halfway, the Lions find touch about 5 out from the Wallabies line. Oh, this is huge. Another try here is massive. Michelle, ahoy there. From their own side of halfway, the Lions find touch. 5 out from the line, and they're going to put the pressure on. Big throw, this one from Sheehan. Goes to the middle, uncontested. They don't set up the rolling maul. Sheehan wraps around the back, and he's half a meter out. Gibson Park to Jones. Pops the pass up here for Conan. And Jack Conan with quick ruck ball. The Lions just to the left of the post. Gibson Park goes left. Wallabies defense was short over on that side of the field, but they've numbered up now. Keenan pops it up. Is this Hugh Jones who's fought his way over the line? It is Hugh Jones who bursts through just to the right of the post. Too much strength. And that is our guaranteed cash back anyway on the same game multi. Hugh Jones gets the try. 2 or 3 legs done. Unfortunately, Harry Potter left the field early with a hamstring injury. But this is just guaranteed that we get our money back either way. How disappointing that Harry Potter's not out there. And after I just said that Tate McDermott, they're listening to me tonight, aren't they? I've had a go at Jac Gordon about how he doesn't run enough. He scores a try, sniping out from the ruck. I just had another go at Jac Gordon for missing the tackle when Tom Curry scored out on the sideline there and said Tate McDermott wouldn't have missed that tackle. And Tate McDermott's just been bumped off here by Hugh Jones to score. They are listening to me tonight and taking it personally and doing their absolute best to prove me wrong on every single occasion. Except for my multi. That multi would have got up tonight if Harry Potter was still out there. Disappointing. Very disappointing indeed. Wallabies get us back underway, 23-17. And we're going to go into half-time here. I reckon the Lions are going to take the lead into the break. They're going to steal another one here. Lions drive in over the top, but it's still there for the Wallabies. Gordon told to use it. He backs up, gives it to Alatoa. They're just trying to take this into the break here. Very defensive from the Wallabies. Just trying to wind down the clock and take it to halftime, and that is dangerous. Told to use it straight away. Gordon looks up. They've got 30 seconds to try and wind down. That's too much time. Skelton drives it forward. They're keeping it in close, not taking any risks here. Valetini loses the ball out the back. They've had to release it wide now. And here goes Ikitau. Puts the fend on, takes it up over halfway. And look at the meters they've made by actually playing. Gibson Park steals it away, but he knocks it on. And that will take us into the halftime break. Referee blows the whistle, calls the knock on. Close for halftime. 23-17. And the Lions, after trailing 23 points to 5, go into the halftime break with all the momentum. They actually, even though, despite being behind on the scoreboard, I think they go into this halftime break with all the momentum. And they'll definitely come out the other side, the favourites. The Wallabies, I think, needed to maintain as much of that lead as possible. And they just didn't do it. They couldn't hold on. The Lions just made it look easy once they got on a roll. King Zion says, up the Lions. The Sharks Rabbitohs is a bit of a grind, apparently. 8-6 to the Sharks last time you checked. Well, actually, let's check. Let's all have a check together for those of us that might be interested. It is still 8-6, 54 minutes gone. 1 try apiece. Jack Whiten been sin-binned. He's back on the field now, but Jack Whiten sent to the sin bin. That's hilarious. Half-time here, 23 points to 17. The Wallabies holding on to a slender lead, but I mean, credit where credit's due. What a half they've played. A well-deserved lead for them at the break. Unfortunately for our same-game multi, Harry Potter off the field early in the first half with what appeared to be a hamstring injury. So that unfortunately means no chance of the multi hitting. But we got the other two, so guaranteed cash back. I think that the bookmaker would have returned the bet anyway because it happened so early in the first half. But disappointing that we're so close. After missing out by 1 leg on the Panthers-Tigers game. Very disappointing that we're going to miss out by default one leg here on this one as well. Actually, I wonder if they're paying attention. I'm assuming that they're paying attention. We're talking about bookmakers here. I just wondered if they're offering me a cash out. No, cash out suspended. That would have been quite funny. Imagine that if they offered me a nice cash out for it. Well, I don't know that Harry Potter's officially been ruled out of the game completely. So maybe they don't know either. Anyway, halftime here, 23 points to 17. I think despite the scoreline, the Lions will go into halftime on top. The Wallabies did what we expected. Remember, we said at the top of the stream, the Wallabies are going to start firing. They'll come out red hot. Do or die. They have to win this game. We figured that they would take their points and that they'd be hard to stop early on, but ultimately the Lions would run them down. Now, when I made that prediction, I had expected the Lions to have run them down by now, but it looks like the second half, the way that the points leaked in that first half, I reckon it could be a big scoring second. I said, 30 points to 13 was my score prediction, but it was to the Lions. If it's a tight defensive second half, could very well be very close to the score, but just flip the script. All right, I'm going to have myself a quick break for halftime. And we'll be back here on the Waste of Water Sports for all the second half action. Lions versus Australia, second test. Enjoying it so far. The Wallabies, the home side, bringing the fight to the tourists. That's what you love to see. You love to see a contest, a fight. Bring it on. All right. We'll be right back. Meliora, ESG, James Alexander. Ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Halftime, 23 points to 17 in favour of the home side, the Wallabies. They brought the fight to the Lions early, just like we expected. Pretty impressive performance in that first half, but ultimately, too strong. The Lions, too strong. Finished that half on top, not on the scoreboard, but with all the momentum. And they'll take that into the second half. Gamer P says up the Wallabies. Welcome along, Gamer P. We've got some gamers in the chat room, huh? Gamer Mel, Gamer P. I've got another YouTube channel all about gaming called Intoxi Gamer. One of my favorite all-time games, of course, Jonah Lomu Rugby on the PlayStation. The original. I know that they tried to recreate it. There's a more modern version that's lurking about. But no, I mean the OG and still the best. Jonah Lomu Rugby. Still got the original disc. Good times. Okay, so for those who might be just joining in, we've seen tries for the Wallabies. Jac Morgan, Tom Wright, and James Slipper. 1 conversion from Tom Liner and 2 penalty goals. That's where the Wallabies got their points from. For the Lions, Dan Sheehan, Tom Curry, and Hugh Jones. So 3 tries apiece, but the difference is Finn Russell, he's only put 1 goal over, 1 conversion, and no penalty goals. Gareth Pugsley says, unless Potter went off for a blood substitute or concussion check, I think he's out for the rest of the game. Yes, unfortunately, Gareth, it looked like a pretty clear hamstring, and I don't expect, unfortunately, to see Harry Potter back. You know what I think would be really cool? Because it'd still be kind of up in the air. What I think would be really cool is if the bookmakers, and it might be a little bit hard to enforce, I suppose. It might be a bit hard to actually monitor and make sure that this goes correctly. But rather than, like in my case, it seems like they let the bet run out. Now, I got the other 2 anyway, and I had same-game multi-cover. And same-game multi-cover, for those who might not be all across the betting markets, if you put same-game multi-cover on, it means if one leg fails, you get your money returned in the form of a bonus bet. So that they don't just give you the money back that you can then take out. You've got to use it to bet again. So it's great. It's a great little bit of insurance for people who bet quite frequently, like myself. So that's that. So I've got the other 2 legs anyway. I get my money back either way in the form of a bonus bet. But what I thought would be cool is if somebody goes off injured, rather than just voiding the bet or letting the bet play out with no chance of winning, the player who comes on to replace the injured player should take the spot in the multi for the player that went off injured. So in this instance, I would now have Tate McDermott anytime try scorer, since he came onto the field for Harry Potter. Now, obviously, that comes with some caveats. It'd be hard to sort of monitor and enforce because, I mean, what if the situation was Tate McDermott came onto the field to play scrum half and Jac Morgan moved out to the wing? just as an example. Do I get Jake Gordon or Tate McDermott as the substitute? And how does that affect the odds? Because now you've got a winger instead of a winger who typically have very short odds. You've now got a scrum half in your multi. So, as you can see, it's not a perfect system, but I would like to see something like that. Just to keep it exciting. In a situation where you lose a player early in the half like that, early in the game, it is a little bit of a bummer, especially when I've got the other two legs. The other two legs hit. And in the Panthers-Tigers game, like I said, for those who might not have been here earlier on, I missed out on one leg in that one as well because the Tigers didn't score a bloody try. But again, at least bet, same game multi-insurance, bet return. So it's not like I've lost anything today on these wagers, but yeah, just knowing a whole half of footy to come, whole half of rugby, and I've got no chance at all of winning, it's a little bit deflating. All right, so some changes to start the second half. Tom Robertson's out there for the Wallabies, and it looks like he's not the only one. I feel like they've just swept through the front row. We saw that the Lions were quite dominant at scrum time. So some sweeping changes here from the Wallabies, it looks. Second half is underway. 23-17, the Wallabies lead, and they start us off with the kick deep to Gibson Park. And Gibson Park sends it upfield, up towards halfway. And the Wallabies will get the line-out throw. So this is it, 40 minutes for the Wallabies to try and force a decider. Can they do it? Leading by 6 points. Can they hold on? Porecki lines up this throw. Goes to the front. Skelton lifts. The Wallabies have it. Liner. Pass goes out the back for Ikitau, I believe, in midfield. Lions in over the top, but still there for the Wallabies. 10 short of halfway. Gordon. Okay, it's Robertson has come on for Alatoa. Valetini's off. Gleason's on. Bell is on. Slipper's off. So, yes, he's changed. His starting props as Joe Schmidt, and Gleason's come on there as well as the box kick is allowed to bounce. Harry Wilson picks it up, but then he loses it forward in contact. First knock on by the Lions. That is the call. Double knock on. First one by James Lowe. Second one by Harry Wilson, and this will be Wallabies ball. Oh, they're up for this, aren't they, the Wallabies? And DJ Shack says Potter's gone. Potter officially gone. He didn't look good. He really didn't look good. Oh, the Sharks, 14-6 over the Bunnies with 12 to play. Jason Hughes says, can I have 32,000? What the hell are you on about? As the Wallabies with this scrum feed. The scrum collapses on this near side, but the Wallabies release it. Out to the left they go. Ikitau has been strong. Staying on that left edge. Breaking through is Gleason. Penalty, though, to the Lions. As the Wallabies in from the side. Penalty to the Lions. Wallabies started the second half well, but a concerning penalty, that one. John Michael, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Jac Morgan it was who made that tackle. Lions fine touch just inside the Wallabies territory. Short line out. Wallabies compete, but Chesham taps it down. Loose pass from Byrne. Goes in behind everyone. Freeman scurries back and takes it for the Lions. Wallabies look to spoil, but it's still there for the visitors. Good run here from Furlong. Bumps off one. The pick and go. Catches them napping. Byrne. 30 metres out now. Loses it forward. Execution just lacking here from the visitors. Scrum down Wallabies. But the Lions have been immense at scrum time. Look for a big shove here. John Michael, what have we got? The crime reel. Ahoy there, watching here from the UK. Cheers, welcome along. The crime reel. (23-17). Second half has only just got underway, just a few minutes into it. 4.5 to be precise. Scrum down here for the Wallabies. Now, this will be interesting. The Lions have been dominant at scrum time. It sets. And another big shove here from the Lions. The Wallabies marching backwards. But they release the ball. And Liner clears upfield. Finds space in behind. It's another 50-22. Well kept in play there from Hugo Keenan, who now returns serve, sends it up over halfway. Well, didn't have a good angle on that one. And the touchy has not been favourable. Well saved there from Hugo Keenan. Now the Wallabies, they are putting in some monstrous kicks tonight. Jake Gordon, Tom Liner. We've already seen one 50-22. We almost saw another. The throw goes to the middle of the line out. Wallabies ball. Liner sends it out to Ikitau, who's been so strong. Tackled on halfway. Smack bang in midfield. Here's Skelton now, changing direction. Bumped down in the tackle by Tom Curry. Wallabies still have it here on halfway. Gordon goes in and digs it out. Goes to the short side for Sualihi. Gleeson, nice inside ball, almost opens them up. Wallabies go another 10 metres forward. Now Wright puts the kick in behind. From inside the 50, James Lowe. He wasn't inside the 50, just stepped inside the Lions half. This will be a Lions throw into the lineouts. DJ Valetini. What's my predictions on the All Blacks and Box at Eden Park? Ooh, look, the Springboks are so good, aren't they? It's going to be a great test. Eden Park, advantage All Blacks, perhaps in a very, very tight one. As Atoji claims the line out, gives it back to Gibson Park, who fires it across into midfield for Conan. Told to use it. Gibson Park sends it back for Lowe to clear. Slightly skews this off the side of the boot and only finds touch on the 22. Substitutes rolling out now for the Wallabies. Will Skelton leaving the field. Well, 47 minutes. He put in a pretty good effort. Williams, Jeremy comes on. The Wallabies go short and spill it over the sideline. Gleeson. Well, I mean, it was a trick play. And if they executed, it would have worked out for them. They just couldn't get the execution. Lee Thomas says there's a debate in the UK that football, soccer, is far more popular than rugby. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, rugby is obviously more popular in other countries than Australia. Like, I would say that a majority of the fans there tonight would be touring British and Irish Lions supporters. Majority of them. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Soccer's obviously pretty popular worldwide for whatever reason. Not a fan of it myself. I don't understand the appeal. I actually find it quite boring, but that's not to disrespect anybody who does like it. Big shove here from the Lions again on their own 22. They're dominant at scrum time. They're keeping that ball in there. And we get a reset. John Michael says, I get very happy when you say ahoy. Very nice, John Michael. I mean, that's what I'm here for, mate. To hang out with, have good times with, party with. And, yeah, I mean, not just keep people informed of the happenings of the rugby world, both league and union, but to put some smiles on faces. Consider smiles on faces my contribution to a dark and twisted world. 3.5 minutes to go in the NRL. Sharks 14, Rabbitohs 6. The Rabbitohs are setting up a spoon bowl in a couple of weeks against the Titans. Lions win the scrum. They immediately spread it wide to the right. Jones steps inside Swalihi, but he's brought down 30 out from their own line here. Finn Russell with the clearing kick upfield, puts it out on the full. All right, it is now time to hook Finn Russell. I'm sorry, Scotland. It's time to hook Finn Russell. He really has been atrocious tonight, apart from that one really good kick. Time to hook him. I know that there's no Filipino heat Marcus Smith tonight. It's Owen Farrell who's on the bench. But geez, Finn Russell is really, really making it hard here for the Lions. As the Wallabies through Ikitau off the back of the line out. They're 22 out. Wilson hit hard by Atoje. What a tackle. 50 minutes gone. No change to the halftime score. Swalihi steps off the right. Can't get away from the defense. Bundyarki's in over the top of this from the side. Penalty advantage to the Wallabies. Well, Bundyarki, he knew that he was in from the side. He looked up at the referee, and the referee wasn't telling him, wasn't giving him any direction at all. Hands off. None of that. The referee just said, you're on your own, pal. Quick hands here to the left. Here's McDermott in space. McDermott breaks through. Take McDermott. Ankle tapped and taken down. 15 out from the line. Here come the Wallabies. Robinson drives it forward. They're 15 in from touch over on that left edge. Gleeson, one out from the ruck, carries forward. Ikitau. Boy, he's been immense tonight, Ikitau. Still there for the Wallabies. 9 phases. Big defense from the Lions in midfield. Driving over the top. Still there for the home side. Gleeson beats the first tackle. Gets up and goes again, Gleeson. Pops it up. Williams down the left side. Ikitau out to Jorgensen, who runs out of space. Has to step back in field. 13 phases here for the Wallabies. The Lions defend for all they're worth. No advantage. And we come back all the way back to the Bundyarki hands in the ruck penalty. Right out in front, they'll surely take the 3 here, the Wallabies. Surely they take the shot at 3. Leading by 6, take the 3 from right out in front, puts them out beyond a converted try. This is madness if they don't take the shot here. Madness. They will surely have a crack at the 3 points here. Yes, they are. From right in front, 25 out. Tom Liner is going to have a shot here to put the Wallabies up by more than a converted try. 53 minutes gone. Bang in front. Wow. right in front, 27 metres out, and they're only giving him an 89% probability. He can't be that bad at goal kicks, can he? Surely right in front, 20 metres out from the line, is a 99% probability. But anyway, he put it over, and the Wallabies lead 26 points to 17. Russell is still out on the field. Puts this kickoff very close to the sideline, and it's scooped up by the Wallabies. Gordon almost breaks away. He just slips over. 40 metres out from their own line here, 10 short of halfway. Gordon was in open space there if he collected that cleanly. Liner trapped in possession. That's a quarterback sacking and a half right there. Gordon just trying to slow things down now. Wants another ruck, and it's Gleeson who pops the pass up. Unexpected. Well taken in the end. Still there for the Wallabies. Told to use it now. Gordon controls it at the back. And there is the box kick, sending it up over halfway and very close to going out on the full. But it's been batted back in by Jorgensen. Gleeson gets the offload away. And here come the Wallabies now. Losing the ball in contact is Swalehi. Knocked on. Scrum down. Oh, the Wallabies, they were in for all money there out on the left. Big defense from the Lions. John Michael, the match is on Stan and it is on Channel 9. Free to air. Fantastic to have rugby on free-to-air television in Australia because it happens so rarely. Andrew Porter leaving the field as the Lions now make their changes for the back end of the contest. 55 minutes gone, 26 points to 17. Isn't it amazing what a couple of changes can do? I mean, for both teams. Yes, we've talked about the urgency around the Wallabies play. Do or die. Oh, here we go. James Ryan has entered the fray. James Ryan's come on. The front row's been replaced. Ellis Genge is on. Will the scrum maintain its dominance here for the Lions? 22 out from their own line. Big shove. Massive shove here from the Lions. Penalty advantage. Oh, boy, they've been dominant at scrum time. James Lowe bobbles the ball here out on the left. Gets the flick pass away for Jones. Jones puts the kick through. Needs the bounce. But it sits up for Tom Wright at the back, and we come all the way back for the penalty to the Lions. Long advantage. Hugh Jones put that kick in over halfway, and the referee brings them back to where the scrum was, just outside the 22. (26-17) going into the last quarter of this game. Well, irrespective of what happens now, at least we can say the Wallabies, they've made a fight out of it. They've made it a contest. And that's all you can really hope for. Full time in the NRL, the Sharks have grinded out a victory here over the Rabbitohs, 14 points to 6. So there we go, up the Sharkies. And the Rabbitohs set up Spoon Bowl against the Titans. Wayne Bennett could be about to get his first ever wooden spoon. Unbelievable. All that's missing in his career is an unwanted wooden spoon. Odd popper to Hoy mates as the Lions go to the middle of the line out. Taken down. Gibson Park puts it high. Oh, it's off the side of the boot and bounces into touch. Line out throw here for the Wallabies. Not a lot of distance made on that one. Wallabies line out throw here, 10 short of the halfway line. 57 minutes gone, and I tell you what, I predicted at the start that the Wallabies would go well, but the Lions would ultimately play better than the first test and run them down at the end. Now, they might still run them down at the end, but I wouldn't say that they've played any better than the first test. There's been no improvements, really, from the Lions. It's been disappointing. Told to use it now, the Wallabies. Gordon with the box kick. Moving forward here as James Lowe steps away from the first kick chase. Gets the arms free. Itoji's there supporting him. And he provides protection over the top of the ruck as the Wallabies try and drive over the top. Gibson Park digs it out. Through the hands now. Russell to Aki. Aki goes straight through the middle. Bundy Aki in open space. What a tackle from Jac Gordon. The pass is popped back up here for James Ryan. 40 out from the line here in midfield. The Lions, here they come. Genge in midfield. Lays it back now for Gibson Park to go again. They go right. But James Ryan has another crack. Staying on that short side. Out to the right. Freeman onto Jones. Jones steps back in field. 30 from the line now. Into midfield. One of the Wallabies defenders slips and it almost opened up there for Genge. As a result, Russell holding the ball in two hands. Early tackle surely there. Play on, says the referee. Keenan has a dart from scrum half. Inside the 22 now. Go the Lions. Gibson Park. Lays it back for Itoji. Itoji, dummies. Rumbles it forward. They're 10 metres out now in front of the sticks. The crowd has suddenly come to life. The Lions chant as Freeman pick and go. 7 short of the line. Cut out pass to the left. Low puts the fend on. Flick pass goes out here for Byrne. Byrne steps back in field and scores. Try for the Lions. They've hit back. 26-22, the kick to come. And they've been doing it with their flankers. Their flankers standing out on the wing. And they've scored both sides of the field now. Number 6, number 7. The flankers doing the job. Odd Poppet with a gifted Wasted World of Sports membership that has been collected by BFTA Vibes. Now, there's a name I haven't seen for a while. BFTA Vibes is either lurking around the chat rooms constantly, or we just haven't seen him for a while. Frustration from the Wallabies supporters there as the Lions hit back. Russell from the sideline puts this one on target. 26-24. 20 minutes to go. Oh, we're in for a finish here. We are in for a big finish. 20 minutes to go is an eternity in a game of rugby union. So this is still absolutely anybody's game. Casano's on the field for the Wallabies. As they send the kickoff deep inside the 22, Conan takes it. Told to use it. Itoji provides protection for Gibson Park. Taken back into the 22. Gibson Park now with the box kick. Puts this one high. Contestable ball lost forward by the Lions. Tom Wright puts the kick through. Charged down into touch. Either way, it will be Wallabies ball. Scrum or line out. Farrell's on. Owen Farrell is on the field. This will be interesting. Can Owen Farrell lead the team home? Big change. I think it needed to happen. Wallabies secure the line-out ball. Uncontested in the middle of the line-out. Iki Tau driven back in midfield. Back inside their own half go the Wallabies. Gordon digs the ball out. Liner goes out to the right edge for Harry Wilson standing out there. Bumps off the first tackle. Takes it inside the Lions half. We've seen some big boppers standing out on the wings tonight as Swalihi changes direction. Back to Gleeson in midfield. Itoji's in over the top of this one. Itoji wins the turnover. Penalty to the Lions on halfway. Now, it's right in front on the halfway line. Do they think about it? No, they don't. They put it straight into touch. No thought at all of taking the 3. And they've found touch 5 meters out from the line. Here they come. Here come the Lions. 5 meters out from the line. The crime reel says, as a long-time fan of rugby, it's amazing seeing Liner's boy playing now. His dad is a legend and was a good enemy of England. But he was a good bloody enemy of the All Blacks too. Crime reel? Yes, indeed. Sheehan throws to the middle. Popped straight back out to Gibson Park. He's got Bundy Aki. Aki tackled 5 meters out from the line here. Gibson Park, slow service here for Coden. Coden with a strong carry, though. A couple of meters out. Staying on the short side. Byrne drives it forward, and the Wallabies going over the top and secure the turnover penalty. Tazzano freshly on the field. Big turnover here from the Wallabies. Oh, well, Tazzano ended up on his butt. They might have been hard done by there, the Lions. And that's exactly what Itoje is claiming. He's in there conversing with the referee, just wanting some clarification as to how that was a penalty. But it was given, and Liner, not looking for touch, sends it up over halfway. Keenan puts the ball high. The bomb squad's out. Chasing through is Kinghorn. Kinghorn loses it forward. Wallabies will get the scrum in midfield, 30 meters out from their own line. 26-24, 16 minutes to play. Quick break. Be right back. .64.5 minutes gone, and this one 2 points the difference. Scrum down for the Wallabies. They've been dominated at scrum time. This one sets. Referee's got the whistle in the mouth, but it's big shove from the Lions a little too late. Liner goes to the left for Ikitau. On to Swalihi. Bumps off one. Gives it back to Ikitau. 10 short of the halfway line. DJ Shaq Carlo Tazzano's been immense since he came on. Makes you wonder why he wasn't in there earlier. Mind you, as Jake Gordon sends this box kick, close to being out on the full, batted back by the Lions, but the Wallabies come away with it. Wallabies ball just inside the Lions half. Well, they're finishing strong here, the Wallabies. 5 in from touch over on that left edge. Itoje thinking about getting in and challenging for that one in the ruck. Hold to use it now. Gordon with the box kick. Inside the 22. It's going to land just outside. Perfectly placed by Gordon. Pressure here on the Lions. Freeman steps away from the defense. Gibson Park with a loose pass over the top to Russell. And Russell sends it upfield, straight down the middle for Liner. He's got Wright with him. Tom Wright returns it to halfway. Dummies. Feeds Jorgensen. Jorgensen kicks through. It's going to sit up in the 22. Gibson Park has to play at it. Jorgensen's got him 5 meters out. Holds him up, and Gibson Park gets to ground. Oh, fantastic work there from the scrum half. The Lions somehow hold on to possession here. 13 minutes to play, but they're under the pump. 5 out from their own line. Beautiful work from Gibson Park in the end. Box kick clearance. Looking for touch. Guaranteeing his touch, but not a lot of distance as a result. Wallabies line out throw. 22 out from the line. They are finishing strong here, the Wallabies. They have kept this up nicely, I've got to say. The good old-fashioned ambush as they go over the top for Gleeson in midfield. Carries it inside the 22. Gordon goes quickly. Big defense from the Lions. Williams to the right edge in the tram lines. He is. Wilson's driven back in the tackle. Oh, flat pass at best there from the Wallabies. As Tazzano lays it back. And there, the call is made. Forward pass. That's obviously come in from the TMO. Forward pass, Wallabies. Scrum down for the Lions. Omar Mead. Ahoy there. Omar Mead is just randomly screaming, Russell. Russell. Donny Helses, watching on holiday from Greece. Thanks for the commentary. Your British son, Jago, wants a shout out for Harry Potter because he's better at rugby than Quidditch. Oh, poor Harry Potter, of course, left the field in the first half with a hamstring injury. Rolled out for the rest of the game. Penalty here at scrum time for the Lions. This is an area they've been very dominant. Odd Poppets. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate, for the super chat. Still anyone's game, says Odd Poppet. But yes, Harry Potter was in my same game multi. Unfortunately, leaving the field injured in the first half. Disappointing. Disappointing way for a same game multi to end. As we approach the last 10 minutes of this game, the Lions have found touch from the penalty just inside the Wallabies half. And Kelleher, who's on the field for Sheehan, throws to Itoje. It was not straight. Play on, though. The rolling maul is set for the Lions. 10 minutes left to play. 2 points the difference. Gibson Park now releases it into midfield. Farrell goes out the back for Russell. Russell to Kinghorn. Kinghorn gets on the outside of the Wallabies defense and he's tackled on the 22. Quick ruck ball into midfield for Byrne. Byrne lays it back. Gibson Park sends it out and angling back in was Genge. They're 10 meters out now. Gibson Park snipes around the ruck. Lays it back. 6 phases in. The pick and go from Stewart. Penalty to the Wallabies. Gleeson was in over the ball and Stewart just rolled over the top of himself to protect the turnover. An extra roll at ruck time is the official call. The Wallabies defending inside their red zone. Liner finds touch just short of the 40-meter line. Pressure's not off yet for the Wallabies, though. 10 minutes in rugby is still a long, long time, yes? Nobody can be comfortable. Wallabies throw to the line out, goes to the middle, and possession secured. Let's not forget, the Lions had a penalty on halfway in midfield, and they've got the turnover here as they hold the ball up off the deck. With 9 minutes to play, they will get the ball back. But as I was saying, let's not forget, the Lions had a penalty in midfield on the halfway line. Very kickable. Very kickable for the Northern Hemisphere teams. I wouldn't blame the Wallabies for turning down that shot at 3, but I'm thinking Northern Hemisphere goal kickers would eat up 50 metres. But anyway, they made the call. No dis. Ahoy, mate. As we can see on the screen there, the territory stats very, very even across all areas of the park tonight. Scrum down here for the Lions. 8 minutes to play. They're 30 metres out from the line. About 5 metres in, or they're in the tram lines, basically, on this left edge of the park. Lined up to the right. Is there a set piece play coming? The scrum collapses. Referee says we'll have a reset. Lions still with the feet. Seven and a half minutes remaining, 2 points the difference. Well, I've got to say, I was not expecting this one to go down to the wire. Disappointing that Harry Potter had to leave the field in the first half with that hamstring injury. Otherwise, we would have been well and truly on here for the same game multi. 26-24. 7 minutes to go. Lions scrum. 30 metres out. Wallabies need to win to force a decider. We've got another reset. Another scrum reset. Wallabies have to win, as I said, to force a decider. Still no sign of Donaldson, says DJ Shack. Yeah, hey, DJ Shack, do you reckon that Harry Potter's injury in the 19th minute just screwed up the rotation for the back line? That could have something to do with it, perhaps, as to why Donaldson's the last remaining replacement for the Wallabies as well. Pollard's on. Bell's on. Robertson's on. Williams, Gleeson, Tizano, McDermott. Ben Donaldson is the only one sitting on the pine. And for the Lions, Alex Mitchell is the only one still sitting on the pine. But I tell you what, Jamison Gibson Park, with his experience and the way that he's been playing, he's playing the full 80. I don't think Gibson Park's getting replaced tonight. 90,307 is the official crowd. That's a hell of an effort, especially here in Australia. Like, let's be honest, rugby union is flourishing worldwide, but in Australia, it's certainly not the biggest of the sporting codes. So 90,000, obviously that's been largely contributed to by the touring British and Irish Lions supporters, but that's still a hell of a turnout. All right, so a long stoppage there for, as DJ Shack says, a prop to change his boots. Free kick to the Lions. Conan taps and goes. 25 out, right in front of the post. Gibson Park sends it left for Stewart with his new boots. Carries it to the 22. Bird in midfield, lays it back. Gibson Park onto Russell. Loose pass out the back. Service from Russell tonight's been atrocious, but Archie holds on. Staying on that right side. Russell, dummies, goes into contact. Swelly, he's got him wrapped up. In midfield, Archie's cramping up on the ground, and the ball's lost by the Lions. Knock on. And the Wallabies will get the scrum down on their own 22. 5 minutes to play. The Wallabies clinging on for dear life here, trying to force this game 3. I mean, for the sake of the call here on the channel, we certainly don't want it to be a dead rubber. The Lions, again, lacking execution. And I'll tell you what, like, it's been all across the team, but it starts with your fly half, doesn't it? Finn Russell has not had one of his better nights, and he's left a couple of conversions out there. Now, in fairness, Tom Liner's missed a couple of conversions as well. But what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 tries. 4 tries to 3 in favour of the Lions, I do believe. Big shove here from the Lions at scrum time, but the Wallabies come away with it. Liner clears it upfield. Taken at the back. Keenan runs it up to the 40. Puts the bomb up. Liner's under it. Takes the ball well. Big hit from Tommy Freeman. The Lions march over the top, but the Wallabies get in and counter ruck. Still there for the home side. 3.5 minutes to go. And they're going to keep this in tight. They are surely not going to try and run the clock down here. 3 minutes is so long to be doing this. Gordon sets up the box kick from inside the 22. Finds touch up on halfway. That's a great clearance from Jac Gordon. 3 minutes remain. 2 points the difference. Lions, they'll have the throw right on halfway. The Wallabies have nothing to lose by competing here at line-out time. Kelleher with the throw. Where do they go here? They go to Itoje. Itoje calls himself and they win it. Russell in midfield. Goes out the back here for Farrell. Farrell onto Kinghorn. Cut out pass here out to the right for Freeman to step back in field. They're inside the Wallabies half now. 30 out from the line. Loose pass out the back, but it bounces kindly. And now Byrne gets on the outside. Gordon makes the tackle. Wallabies not committing to the ruck. Right in front of the post here, 40 metres out. It becomes very kickable if there's a penalty. The Wallabies' discipline has to be 110% here. Russell onto Kinghorn. Pops the pass up. 35 out. Big couple of minutes incoming here. A straight through goes Stewart. Beats one. Beats another. Gets up and goes again. He's tackled on the 22. That's a big carry. Russell down the short side. Cut out pass to the left for Byrne. Burns tackled 15 out from the line. Back in field for Itoje. Wallabies not committing to the ruck. They don't want to give away a penalty. Numbers to the right here for the Lions. Russell goes on his own. Pops it over the top for Kinghorn. Kinghorn gets on the outside. He's tackled 5 metres out from the line. Back in field for Byrne. Spins away from the first tackle. Wallabies again not committing to the ruck. Russell slips. Gets up and goes again. Gives it back. James Ryan, 5 metres out, right in front of the post. Here they go left. Numbers for the Lions. In and away. And sliding over to score the try. With less than a minute to go. Who has got across? It's Hugo Keenan who's come up with it. Oh, the Wallabies distraught on the bench. Hugo Keenan with the match winner. The match stealer. They slowly but surely just broke them down. Harry Wilson's blowing up in back play. Itoje is telling him to go away. Harry Wilson is blowing up about something that's happened in back play here. Oh, the clean out on Carlo Tizzano. Oh, this is an illegal clean out. Jac Morgan on Carlo Tizzano. Attacking the neck of Carlo Tizzano. This is going to be a penalty to the Wallabies. This try, this match-winning try is going to be nullified. Oh, drama, controversy. It's all happening out here. Harry Wilson is still in the referee's ear. Jac Morgan has gone for the neck of Carlo Tizzano, and he's copped him a good one. Now, in fairness, Tizzano's had a little bit of a Hollywood there as he dives backwards. But Jac Morgan, in fairness, has just come flying in recklessly. I don't think you can say that this is not reckless. Tizzano's kind of taken a little bit of a Hollywood, yes. But that was reckless. Oh, what are they going to come up with here? This is a series-defining call. The try is going to stand, and the Lions have won. A series-defining call from the bunker, from the TMO. Or actually, it was the on-field official who's made the call. The TMO simply pointed it out and put it on the big screen, and the Lions have won. Oh, scenes. What scenes? The British and Irish Lions have stolen it at the death. Ben Russell from the sideline with time up on the clock. He's missed another one, but it matters not. The Lions have secured the series in 2 games. 29-26. Oh, there'll be talking points. There will be talking points. Odd Poppet, thank you so much for another super chat. With all the lion emojis. What a game. Oh, the Wallabies. They might feel a little hard done by there by that final call. What a finish. What a game. What a series. The Lions have wrapped it up, though. Unfortunately, that does mean we have a dead rubber coming up next weekend. Dan Jam says the play acting cost him. I think you're probably right, Dan Jam. Like, Carlo Tizzano, as I said at the time, it was a reckless clean-out by Jac Morgan. It absolutely was a reckless clean-out. But the way that Carlo Tizzano did the whole Hollywood dive backwards, it was overacting at its finest. Jim Carrey would have been very proud. I think if Carlo Tizzano stands his ground and still competes for the ball, they probably come back and have a bit of a closer look at that. But yeah, he made it look comedic, to be perfectly honest, and that is probably ultimately what cost him. The TV commentators are blowing up. The TV commentators are absolutely livid. They are blowing up, saying that the referee was too weak to give it. I don't think the referee was too weak to give it. I honestly do believe, like Dan Jam said, perhaps the exaggerated repel out of contact made it look less bad. Is that right? Is that correct English? Yeah, the over-exaggerated repel from contact from Tizzano, probably made it look a little bit ludicrous, if anything. But hey, it is what it is. The call stands. The call's been made, and the Lions left it till the 80th minute, basically 79th minute, 80th minute, to seal the deal. Disappointment for the Wallabies. In fairness, they probably deserved to win. I mean, I think even Lions supporters can probably acknowledge, I think the Wallabies deserved to win that game. But the Lions, boy, never giving up. Playing to the whistle. I mean, there's a lot of lessons in there. Dan James says, do we fancy an undefeated series now? Well, I thought it would be. DJ Shack. I mean, sorry, Dan Jam. My apologies. I thought it would be anyway, so I don't know. I feel like maybe the Wallabies will have a point to prove. The crime reel says, if you're necking Captain Morgan, don't worry about your English mates. Fantastic. Yeah, in fairness, I'm probably doing well to get words out at all 80 minutes into the contest. Wow, what a game. Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to have a quick break, and then we'll be right back to sum that up. Wow, what a game. All right. Quick break, and I'll be right back to sum up all that action that we just saw. All right, Waste to Water Sports crew. What a game we have just witnessed. The series on the line. And the Lions with a try to Hugo Keenan right on full time to steal it 29-26. Now, just going back to obviously the talking point of this game is going to be that last play, the cleanouts. Now, I think it was a really rough call. I do truly believe that Tizzano did not help himself at all. It was not malicious in any way. I saw somebody commented there that Jac Morgan, not a dirty player. It certainly wasn't malicious. It was reckless. It was 100% reckless. I'll do my best to explain, and we'll see if those who also saw it, for the benefit of those that didn't see it, I'll do my best to explain here until you get the opportunity to see the highlights yourself. Now, Carlo Tizzano had his body weight well and truly supported and was in over the top of the ball. He was looped, I guess is the way to describe it. He was over the top of the ball completely. He had his head down. So he couldn't see the clean out coming. He obviously would have known the clean out was coming, but he couldn't see it. So I'm just trying to get that picture. He was swanned over the top of the ball. Jac Morgan has come flying in, not maliciously. He did have his arms wrapped around the body of Tizzano, but the point of contact, smack bang on the back of the neck. That was the point of contact. Right on the back of the neck. And that is what the talking point will be. If that initial contact was not on the back of the neck, then we're not even having a conversation. We're not even looking at it. So what they were looking at was it an illegal hit to the neck, to the head of Tizzano? Now, what made things 100 times worse for Carlo Tizzano is, rather than just either carrying on and fighting for the ball. Look, to be honest, I will happily eat my words and apologize to the man's face if he was truly hurt. If he was truly hurt and it really hurt him, it really hurt him that badly that he repelled away like he'd just been blasted with a shotgun to the face, I will happily apologize directly to the man's face. But on the slow motion replays, he repelled from that contact. Like, I think if he had have just dropped straight down, maybe. If he dropped straight down, but like he got hit and he got back, like he stood upright and then, like I said, Jim Carrey would be proud of the overacting. Now, I take it all back. If he wasn't acting and he was truly hurt, I think he was sensationalizing it. But it still should have, look, hands down, it should still have been a penalty. Perception is key, though, right? Perception is key. And I think that the way that he repelled from that contact, whether it was acting or not, whether it was a Hollywood or not, the perception that created, I think, just planted that seed of doubt in the referee's mind. And that I'm afraid, is just human nature. If it had been given a penalty, I don't think there could have been any arguments. It'll certainly be a talking point. It'll be a big talking point. 29-26, though, the result is on the board. And, yeah, there's just this sense around the stadium. That'll be something that gets talked about for a very, very long time. Interview with Mauro Itoje. Let's see. Do any of the journos bring up that final penalty or non-penalty, as it were? Oh, Odd Poppet coming in with another Wasted Water Sports channel membership. This time it goes out to Bruzzy Boy. Bruzzy Boy receiving his second ever gift membership. There you go. Just Poker B says Oz deserved this game. Stupid call. Ways says, realistically, Oz did all right. Everyone expected all games to be a smashing. And there, yes, 100% their Ways. And I think that's probably what makes it even harder to swallow. They were so close. So close. Michelle says Wallabies got dudded again, hey? Well, I don't know where the again comes from. But yeah, there was certainly a 50-50 call at the end there. Maybe not even 50-50, maybe more a 60-40. And yes, I don't know where the again comes from, because they were beaten very comprehensively in the first test. DJ Shaq says it's going to be a talking point, because remember game one, when Furlong with a dangerous clean-out on Ikitau, penalty only. Tristan Riley shoulder charge on Darcy Graham, penalty plus sin bin. Odd Poppet says the Wallabies should have won, to be totally fair. The Crime Reel, thanks for your coverage. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Crime Reel. By the way, Crime Reel, I couldn't help but notice your name there, and you've got a nice little tickety-tick next to your name. Okay, I'm going to make assumptions based on your username there, that you post YouTube Reels or shorts or videos that are perhaps about true crime. We're speaking my language. Not that I'm a criminal, but that I am very, very into true crime related content. And if that is indeed the case, I would love to post stream. Check out your channel. See what you've got over there. Lee Thomas says, question, will people turn up for the third test online or at the rugby ground? Answer, absolutely they will. Absolutely. Like I said in this game, like 90% of the crowd, I reckon, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say 90% is probably the touring British and Irish Lions supporters. So, yeah, there'll definitely be a big crowd, if not a sellout, for the third game, regardless. Odd Poppet says, I watch all kinds of true crime channels. Yeah, same here, mate. Odd Poppet, one of my favorite podcasts, Case File. You can find it on Spotify, and I believe it's on YouTube now as well. But, yeah, it's actually an Aussie channel. And, yeah, very cool, very hardworking bloke. He's never actually released his name to the world. He's just known as the narrator, which I think is a fantastic little gimmick. Never actually shows his face or lets his real name be known. He's just simply known as the narrator. Case File podcast. Highly recommended for those who are into that sort of thing. Got to throw out there and support my fellow Aussies. Dan Jam says, I think the Lions go all out next week. There's only been one invincible team before. Well, for mine, I think the Lions... Well, okay. Here's a question for people that might know better than myself, that follow Northern Hemisphere rugby a lot more closely. Like, I cover the Six Nations, of course. But the use of Owen Farrell tonight, I felt like Finn Russell certainly didn't have his best performance. I think that's fair to say. Very fair to say. Finn Russell was probably like a 5 or 6 out of 10, right? Andy Farrell. Owen Farrell is on the bench, and they bring him onto the field. Now, they put him in... They replaced Hugh Jones, so they put Farrell into the centres. Hugh Jones was having a really good game. Would you have not left Hugh Jones out there, taken Finn Russell off to put Farrell on, considering that Russell was really, really playing poorly? But in all honesty, I would have had Marcus Smith. Filipino Heat, Marcus Smith should have been in the squad. I don't know how he lost his place. Dan Jam says, I would have preferred Smith alongside Russell. Well, yeah, there you go. Jenny Meyer says, very poor refereeing. Stu Mick, Gibson Park, Lowe, Aki, Tui Pelotu, Hansen, all shaped and molded by Oz and New Zealand coaches, the not-so-British Lions. Lee Thomas says, is there a lack of support for the Wallabies then? Things are rebounding, Lee Thomas. Like, we just saw one of the most successful years of Super Rugby in recent years in terms of crowd support, coverage, and quality of play. Things are rebounding, but yes, Australian Rugby Union dropped the ball big time, and I think they dropped the ball when they put that horrible woman in charge. Like, she has a history of running clubs into the ground, and somehow these people keep getting jobs. I forget her name because I've blocked it out of my memory, but yeah, she did her absolute best to destroy rugby in Australia from within, whatever her name was. Phil Waugh has now got a very important role, crucial role within Australian rugby. I forget the actual name of the role that he's been given, but yeah, he pretty much oversees it all now. Phil Waugh, former player, he's getting stuff done, man. He's getting stuff done. And, yeah, rugby is once again on the rise in Australia. A victory tonight would have been massive for rugby union in this country, but they're not quite there yet. I feel like the Bledisloe Cup, honestly, is not far away if they keep going in the trajectory that they're going. Raylene Castle. Yes, thank you, DJ Shack. Oh, what an awful business person. Awful. I don't know how she got the job. She'd already run multiple clubs into the ground before she got the ARU gig, and I just don't understand how it happens. Stu Mick says, I'd get 5 or 6 league converts. Australia needs size and dynamic talent now. My only concern with that, Stu, is Australian rugby has gone down that route before. Australian rugby's gone down the route before of thinking, let's just snap up rugby league guys. Lottie Takiri came over. Wendell Saylor came over. Who else? Blacklock, I think, came over for a bit. They were all terrible. Now, Matt Rogers went all right, but Matt Rogers used to play junior rugby. Matt Rogers was actually converted from union to league and then came back again, so he knew the ins and outs. He went all right. Andrew Walker was okay, but not great. Yeah, they've been down that road, mate. I would not suggest going down that road again. DJ Shack says that's the philosophy that destroys rugby union at grassroots level. Henry says that Archie injury had me on the ropes. Oh, when he cramped up. Was he in your same game multi? I mean, he didn't end up getting a try, of course, but... Yeah, Bundy Archie went down at one point there. Odd Poppet says, bloody phone calls. What did I miss? Nothing really. We were just talking about the current state of Australian rugby and how I believe it's on the improve. DJ Shack, what do you reckon, mate? I always value your opinion. I reckon Phil Waugh is doing some really good things for Australian rugby, and it's on the rise. We just saw one of the best, most highly competitive Super Rugby competitions that we've seen probably since South Africa broke away from the comp. Oh, God. Hey, Odd Poppet. Yeah, if you weren't here for the end of the game, I apologize. You missed a lot. I thought you were here for the end of the game, though. And, yeah, what did I miss? I thought you just meant what did you miss in terms of our post-match conversation. Oh, God. Mate, if you weren't here for the end of the game, you missed one of the biggest talking points of the year. One of the biggest talking points of the year is going to be, was that foul play or not? Right at the death. We are going to be hearing a lot about that all week long. And the Wallabies do have a chance to redeem themselves next week. Of course, they put up a great showing for themselves tonight. And there it is. They're just showing the replay. I'm sorry. I know. Honestly, DJ Shack says, I'm going to be honest, Dan. I don't know much, if anything, about the Aussie board. Okay, well, in that case, DJ Shack, you remember Phil Waugh. I know you're only a youngster, comparatively, but you possibly remember the name Phil Waugh. Former player, Wallabies flanker. Yeah, they've basically got former players now in the board or overseeing things. And yeah, he's doing some really good stuff because, I mean, who'd have thought that putting a former player in charge, a former player that's not Phil Kearns, but who'd have thought putting a former player in charge would do wonders to, like, actually knowing what's going on. Stephen Larkham's still involved. Yes, Stu. Stephen Larkham is still coaching the Brumbies, I believe. So yeah, Stephen Larkham is still in and around Australian rugby. Mary Rose Pro, thank you for your excellent commentary. Oh, cheers, Mary Rose. Stu says shades of the 97 to 02 Aussie backline stuff. Lee Thomas, he was a great player, and now he's doing great things for Australian rugby as they try to rebuild and try to compete with the other codes in this country. That's the thing. All right, well, while I've all got you, hang on, while I've all got you here, that's not quite right, is it? While I've got you all here, coming up for the rest of the weekend. All right, so tomorrow, we've got a double header of NRL action. Maybe. I'm actually really not interested at all in the Raiders versus the Knights. I might still do it, though, if I've got nothing else to do. But definitely at 4 p.m., Bulldogs versus the Sea Eagles. Manly have refound some form. That is going to be a blockbuster of a game as the Bulldogs continue to fight for the minor premiership and Manly fight for a place in the top 8. We've also got the Formula One coming up. So that's a thing that will be happening. And this coming Monday, 6:30 p.m. Queensland time, we will be doing a special wrestling podcast. We do our Not Another Bloody Wrestling show every fortnight, Monday, 6:30 p.m. And we will be doing a special tribute to Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne. So that'll be coming up Monday, 6:30 Queensland time. A very special extended edition of Not Another Bloody Wrestling show where we pay our tribute to the Hulkster and spend a little bit of time, too, on Ozzy Osbourne, who was actually involved in the wrestling industry, albeit only a guest appearance or two. But, yes, it does cross over. He is in the WWE Hall of Fame, the Ozman. So that's coming up here on the West of Water Sports. NRL tomorrow. Formula One tomorrow night. Not Another Bloody Wrestling show Monday. 29-26 here. Plenty to talk about after that game. But you know what? Honestly, I'm just here to call the game. I'll leave the analysis to the experts. But I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about that final play of the game. I can see, just from the faces on the TV right now, Morgan Turanuri, he looks pissed. He looks very angry right now. Odd Poppet coming in with another super chat. Thank you very much, Odd Poppet, for your ongoing support. I mean, super chats and all that, very much appreciated, but not expected. Especially when one is already a monthly channel member. Very much appreciate your ongoing support, Odd Poppets. It's, yeah. We have been very blessed here at the Waste of Water Sports to have encountered you, my friend. Cheers. And that goes for everybody, really, whether you donate or not. I appreciate all of you. When you think about, like, how many people are out there on YouTube, right? And you lot just happen to stumble across my little piece of the internet here on YouTube. Yes. I appreciate all of you, and I strongly value the community that we're building up here on the Waste of Water Sports, because none of it happens without you. I mean, yes, I hit the go live button and I talk and watch the games, but honestly, I mean, without you lot, I'm just standing here talking to myself, aren't I? So appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, Waste of Water Sports. Thank you so much, crew. We'll be back tomorrow, and I do believe that Michelle is jumping in tomorrow. to talk over the top of me during the rugby league games. So we'll bring that on tomorrow. Bulldogs, Manly, going to be a good one. Should be a cracking contest. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Well done to the Lions at the end of the day. A good victory. Oh, just before I go, Stu says, would you take anyone from league? Oh, yeah, absolutely, Stu. Absolutely. I just don't think we should flood the place, is what I'm saying. Like, Australian rugby went down the route where they just flooded all the outside backs at one point. Felt like they were rugby league converts. I don't think we should flood the place. Obviously, Nathan Cleary would be a fantastic signing, and he would go so well. You could play him at 10. You could play him at 12. 12 might be a little bit too... Martin Nonu sort of reinvented the 12, didn't he? Yeah. Your 12s aren't necessarily... It depends. It depends on your game plan, I suppose. But yeah, it depends if you want to go a Bosch inside centre or a ball playing inside centre like Aaron Major. I reckon that, Nathan Cleary would be straight out of the Aaron Major mould if he played 12. Who else would I take? You know what? I reckon Angus Crichton would go well. Angus Crichton, just out of the box a little bit. Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. Nathan Cleary is obviously top of the list. And I think they should just put a blank check in front of his face and say, what would it take? I mean, let's face it, rugby union, whether the rugby league diehards will ever admit to it or not, but rugby union has way more money to play with. They should just put a blank check in front of Nathan Cleary's face and say, what's it going to take, mate? You just put your number down. But yeah, Angus Crichton is a little bit of a smoky, I would say there. And if I thought about it long and hard enough, there's some more that I could probably come up with. But like I said, I don't think we want to flood the place. Let's focus on grassroots, which Phil Waugh is doing at the moment. Focus on rebuilding grassroots and, building from within rather than trying to poach established rugby league players, which didn't really work out too well in the past. But yes, I mean, we can definitely take a couple, Stu. We can definitely take a few of them. Absolutely. So that'd be my main targets: Nathan Cleary and Angus Crichton. I'd probably have to think long and hard if we went after anybody else. All right. Thank you so much once again. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for those that are interested in the NRL. And I'll catch you tomorrow night for those that are interested in the Formula One, because we'll be covering the Formula One this weekend as well. And I'll catch you on Monday for Not Another Bloody Wrestling Show, our tribute to Hulk Hogan and Aussie, for those that are into wrestling. And for the rugby union supporters, the third test might be a dead rubber, but there's now a lot of pride to play for the Wallabies next weekend. Thank you so much. I will catch you guys next time. And I'm going to check out the Crime Reel, who was there with us in the chat earlier tonight. If I scroll back up, I'm going to find that channel and I'm going to check out the Crime Reel's content once I'm done here. If I go back to that message, yes, this is it. Over 6 years doing true crime cases. So you were named before reels were actually a thing. And 100% correct about Case File. Great channel. And we have spoken. Oh, he has spoken to the narrator. That is fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. Cheers, everyone. Catch you later.